Hey everyone, it's Natasha of natashaskitchen.com. Today I'm going to teach you how to make a raspberry Jell-O cake. This recipe is easy, it's party friendly, it's perfect for a potluck. My friend Laura from church shared this recipe with me. Actually, she brought it to a church potluck and I've loved it ever since. Oh, and kids love it too. So let's go over the ingredients. All you need is a 6-ounce package of raspberry Jell-O, an 8-ounce tub of Cool Whip, and have that thawing in the fridge. Then 4 eggs at room temperature, and half a cup of granulated sugar, half a cup of flour, just a little splash of vanilla. And then for the syrup on the cake, we're gonna have half a cup of water, a teaspoon of lemon juice, 2 tablespoons of sugar. And then finally for the topping, you'll need a 6-ounce package of fresh raspberries and a 3-ounce package of Jell-O. So the very first thing that we want to do is we want to make the Jell-O mousse, or start with the Jell-O, because you need to give this time to set. So empty a 6-ounce package of raspberry Jell-O into a mixing bowl, and then we're going to add 2 cups of boiling hot water. So stir that together and let it dissolve. And then once it's dissolved, you're gonna add 1 cup of ice cold water. Now on the package it says to add 2 cups of cold water, but we're just adding 1. Once all of the Jell-O is dissolved, just set that aside and leave it at room temperature while you make the rest of your cake. Now we can start on that sponge cake layer, the bottom of this cake. So we're gonna crack 4 large eggs into the bowl of your mixer. Also, preheat the oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. You want to beat the eggs on high speed for 1 minute, then gradually add the sugar, and beat for another 5 minutes on high speed. When the mixture is done, it's going to be thick and fluffy. So now that our egg mixture is done, we're going to take that, just a 1/4 teaspoon of vanilla, and pour it in. And just fold that together very quickly. And once that's incorporated, you're gonna sift the flour right into it. And we're gonna do this in about 3 different batches. So start sifting it in. And when you fold this together, you wanna fold it gently, because you're really relying on the eggs for volume, and so you don't wanna deflate those. Also, when you're mixing, make sure to mix from the bottom of the bowl, just because you don't want any pockets of flour stuck down there. Once the mixture doesn't have any streaks of flour remaining and you're all done adding your flour, you can transfer it to a 13 by 9 inch baking dish. And I just have that lined with some parchment paper. I did not grease the sides, just line the bottom and you're good to go. So transfer that into your baking dish and straighten out the top, and then we're gonna bake it at 350 for 18 to 20 minutes. While your cake's in the oven, you can go ahead and make this simple syrup. So we have half a cup of warm water, and it helps if it's warm for the sugar to dissolve. So just add the sugar right into there, and then add your teaspoon of lemon juice, just for a little extra flavor. And then stir that together, and set it aside just until the sugar dissolves. Alright, that cake has been in the oven for about 20 minutes, and we're going to take it right out of the pan. So I'm using a thin edge spatula just to kind of go around the sides of the cake to loosen it up from that pan. Okay, and then we're just going to invert it right onto a cooling rack. And then remove the backing, and it should come off pretty easily. Okay, and you're gonna let that cake cool until it's about room temperature. The cake is cooled down, so I can put it back into my cleaned baking dish. Just transfer it right in there. And then we're gonna take that simple syrup that we made And we're just gonna brush it evenly over the top of the cake until it's all gone. That's all done, and now set your cake aside to let it soak up some of that juice, and we're going to finish up the mousse layer. Our Jell-O has been sitting at room temperature, and you can see it's just beginning to soft set, so it's really getting thick. It's very syrupy, and what we're going to do is we're going to put the thawed whipped cream into the Jell-O mixture and beat it together on high speed just until it's nice and blended. You can see the consistency of this is pretty thick. It's not watery. Now, if it does turn out watery, that just means that you didn't wait for your Jell-O to set long enough, which is totally fine. Just put this mixture in the fridge for about 10 to 15 minutes and it'll start to set. Just keep an eye on it because you don't want it to get too firm because then it'll be hard to spread it. Now we're going to transfer this mixture into the cake pan. So smooth out the top as evenly as you can. And then we're going to add the raspberries. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is put this in the refrigerator, or you can set it outside if it's cold outside like it is now, and just leave it out there for about an hour or until it's pretty well set. While your mousse is setting, go ahead and make that last Jell-O topping. So you're gonna take your 3-ounce package of Jell-O and put it into 1 cup of boiling hot water. Stir that together until it's dissolved, and then add just a half a cup of ice cold water. And you want to set that aside and let it cool down to room temperature. You don't want to pour warm Jell-O over the mousse, otherwise it'll start foaming and it's a no-go. So now we're going to pour it over the Jell-O. And I like to use the back of a spoon to kind of break its fall so it doesn't hit the Jell-O directly. So it's a little more of a gentle pour. So now just refrigerate that until it's fully set and it's good to go. Oh, I'm so excited. Can't wait to try this. All right, our Jell-O is set and we're ready for the taste test, my favorite part. So we're just gonna cut right into this thing. And that first piece is always the hardest to get out. So you guys get to watch me struggle. Okay, here we go. Okay, I think I did pretty good. Can you see all the great layers in here? We've got our moist sponge cake, our tangy mousse Jell-O layer, and then our raspberry Jell-O on top with the fruit. Oh, it's just gorgeous, and it tastes even better. So let's dig into this thing. It's not too sweet. It's a little bit tangy. Oh, it's just wonderful. And you know the great thing is, you can change this up and use different fruit flavors in your Jell-O. Top it with different fruits and make it completely your own. It's just perfect for parties. You can make it a few days in advance even. Oh, it's kind of hard to stop eating it though, so you've been warned. Anyway, thanks for spending time with me in my kitchen. I hope you subscribe to my YouTube channel, and we'll see you later.